Hey everybody, Professor Caravit here again. I made a video on how to do error bars, but I think maybe it's not, it disappeared on me. So maybe it's on there and you know where it is, but I'm going to make this one again to make sure everyone knows how to do error bars on your scatter plot and column graph. So to calculate error bars, so we have our graph here. You can label your axes and everything by using the plus symbol like I've shown you in other videos. Standard deviation is the first thing we need to calculate, and we do that. Standard deviation is a measure of how variable the data is, and we make those by putting equals and then typing in the formula stdiva. We open a parenthesis, we highlight all of the male data, close the parenthesis, and we hit enter. Okay? Do the same thing with the female data. Equal sign, stdiva, open a parenthesis, highlight all of it, close the parenthesis, hit enter. Now we need to convert that to standard error, and standard error is standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. So in this case, sample size is 10. There's 10 males and 10 females. So we'd say equals, and we click on standard deviation divided by square root of 10. Okay, square root is SQRT. That's the formula. So equals, click on standard deviation divided by square root of 10. Let's try it again. Equals, click on standard deviation divided by SQRT, open a parenthesis, put in the number 10. Okay, now we have standard error. Now how do we put those on here? Well, like this. You click the plus button over here and go down to error bars, and you click this little arrow next to error bars and you go to more options. Now if you have a Mac, some of this may be in a menu up here instead of where it's located on a PC, but I have a PC, so that's how I'm going to show you here. You can always go to YouTube for more info if you have a Mac. Go down to custom. So if you click standard error, it puts the wrong error bars on there. And the way you know they're wrong is if they're the exact same size. Because notice standard error for one of these is 2.7, the other one is 3.6. So one of these should have a taller error bar than the other. But right now they're the same size, so you know it's wrong. So you go to custom, click on specify value, and it's going to come up with this box, positive error value and negative error value. You click the positive value, you highlight both standard errors that you calculated. You click the little box. Then you go to negative error value. You click the little box. You highlight both standard errors again. And then you click OK. And now you have your correct error bars present. On a scatter plot, you do the exact same thing. So here's minutes of jogging and average. Now I would calculate my standard deviation and my standard error. So equals stdiva. Open a parenthesis, highlight all three replications, hit enter. Now, the cool thing here is, since I typed this once, I can copy and paste that formula for all the rest of these, and I don't have to do it by hand every time. So I copied my standard deviation formula and pasted it in all of these cells, and now I calculate standard error, which is going to equal that divided by the square root, open a parenthesis of 3 in this case because the sample size is 3. And once again, because they all have the same number of samples, I can just paste this all the way down. I simply go over here and I click the plus button and I go to error bars. Now the first thing you want to do is click on these sideways error bars and delete them. If I see them on a graph, I'll take some points off. You don't want those. Alright, then click the little button here, go to more options. If you get this menu here where it's like color and line width and stuff, you just got to click on this little graph to get back to the right menu. Okay, then we go down to custom, click specify value, positive error value, we highlight all of our standard errors. For negative error value, we highlight the exact same numbers again, and then we click OK. And there we have our error bars. And you'll know that you've done it probably correctly because all those error bars are different lengths. And that's how you make one of these graphs with error bars. And then you label your axes and do all that stuff. And then paste it, type a caption before you hand it in. All right, that was pretty quick, but I think that sums it up. If you want to see this video again or in a different way, there's another version of this on the Bio 1 Lab website. Just Google Biology 1440, and I have some videos on there from my normal semesters where I'm teaching in person as well. All right, see you soon.